The people that are like on this end towards avoidance, so they stay between secure and avoidant, they're like, if this is white, this is black. If this is hot, this is cold. I mean, it's polar opposite. It's the dismissive avoidant. Okay. And so dismissive avoidance, interestingly enough, one of the things that they share in common with the anxious preoccupied is the majority of them say, I had a good childhood. I knew I was loved. My parents stayed together. My parents were around all the time. And so when I dig deeper, you know, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, but why aren't you securely attached, right?
But
You're sitting in front of me,
buddy?
right? And you have all these issues. What's going on? So I dig a little further and I ask a key question. I said, when you were a child, could you go to your parents for emotional support? And I have to kind of define what emotional support is. Talking about your actual emotions, like, Mom, this happened to me and I feel sad, or I feel confused, or I feel rejected, or I feel worthless, or I feel whatever. And that's when their eyes kind of just widen and they stop and they're like, no. And I'm like, well, why not? And their answer is almost always the same. I just wouldn't have done that. And they have no real insight to why. They just go, I just wouldn't have done that. And I'm like, so was that just not the norm in your family? Like nobody talked about emotions? They're like, oh no, I would just handle that on my own. I would never talk to my parents about something that was bothering me or something that was going on that was hard in my life. And so really what I end up finding out is that they had pretty profound emotional neglect, but they don't know they were emotionally neglected. So, you know, emotional neglect can look really benevolent, which is like, oh, you're fine. You're okay. Stop crying, settle down, shh, shh, shh. Don't get so upset. And really that's just a mild dismissal of someone's emotional experience, right? Like a child is upset and they have big emotions. That's normal. And when they're constantly being met with, oh, you're okay, stop crying, you know, stop throwing a fit, you're fine, brush yourself off, get back out there, you're okay. It looks so benign, but it really has a profound impact on their blueprint for intimacy, because those folks end up growing up and they have a really big wound of defectiveness. And defectiveness is different than I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough means you can try harder. Defectiveness means I came out of the factory bad.